What is good, everybody, and welcome back to Red Seat Radio, the first video of Red Seat Radio in 2022. I hope everyone had a very fantastic and happy New Year's. Hope everyone is staying safe out there. But it's a brand new year. 2022, I'm just going to say it, is the year of the Boston Red Sox. I think we got a fantastic team, and I really think this team could go all the way, especially with the additions that we have been talking about this entire off season. Now, it has been 31 days officially that baseball has been locked out. We have been locked out for over a month in most cases now. And the only news I am hearing about anything baseball related is that they are meeting on January 6th to start these negotiations. So hopefully we start seeing any sort of resolution towards the end of the month. But that doesn't mean on this channel we have nothing to talk about, because for the most part on this channel I have talked about guys I really like on the Red Sox or guys I would love to see on the Red Sox, and that's going to change in today's video. We're going to be talking all about guys who I think would be a terrible addition to the Red Sox for one reason or another. But before I get into any of that, do me a favor, if you're new here, hit that sub button, and everybody do me a favor and hit that like button. Both would mean a whole lot to me. We're growing this channel. We passed 250 already in amazing fashion. We're trying to get to 500 now. So do me a favor, make sure you're subbed. Thank you very much for clicking on this video. Let's get into it. Now, there are a ton of people that I could have put on this list. The 2022 free agent pool is pretty big, and a lot of them aren't very good and wouldn't make a lot of sense for the Red Sox. But I narrowed this list down to 3 players who are bigger named guys who I think would not be a good fit at all here in Boston. And that first guy I want to talk about is Anthony Rizzo. Now, Anthony Rizzo was highly linked to the Red Sox at the trade deadline. In fact, a lot of us were pretty upset about Chaim Bloom not bringing him here, especially after the first half Bobby Dalbec had. And it made it a whole lot worse that he ended up going to the New York Yankees. In 2021, Anthony Rizzo had a batting average of .248, an on-base percentage of .344. He hit 22 home runs, 23 doubles, 3 triples, and batted in .61. Again, half that time with the Cubs, half that time with the Yankees. The reason I don't believe that Anthony Rizzo coming to the Red Sox makes any sense at all is because of the price tag that comes with him. Not only was Anthony Rizzo a hero in Chicago, rightfully so, of course. I'm not saying I don't like Anthony Rizzo. I just don't like him here on the Sox. But he came with the price tag of being a hero, right? I believe he was getting paid $10 million a year when he got traded. And to bring Anthony Rizzo onto this team for $10 million a year just doesn't make a whole lot of sense in my mind. Yes, he's a great defender, but the second half of the season, especially after he got traded to the New York Yankees, he did worse than Bobby Dalbec in almost every single hitting category. Not to mention, we have one of, if not the best slugging corner infielders coming up in our farm system. To pay the price of Anthony Rizzo for a 2, 3, even 1 year deal would make no sense to me, and that is why he's on my list at number 3. Now, the second guy I want to talk about and who's on this list is actually another former Cub and teammate of Anthony Rizzo, Kris Bryant. Now, Chris was traded halfway through the year to the San Francisco Giants, where he did well, but he didn't do as well as he did in the very beginning of this year with the Cubs. He actually, a lot of people were thinking he was going to have an MVP caliber year, but in 2021, Kris Bryant had a .265 batting average. He had an OPS of .835. He had 25 home runs and 73 RBIs. Now, those are not bad stats, and I love Kris Bryant and wouldn't mind him here in all actuality. I just think signing him this offseason makes very little sense and could end up preventing us from getting guys who we need way more. The one big problem with Kris Bryant is that his main position is third base. We all know who we have at third base, and it would be a shame to let him go for Kris Bryant. Yes, Kris Bryant is great, but Rafael Devers is the future of this organization. Yes, Kris can play a little bit of outfield, but that's not his main position. He's not super great at it, and we need someone who's great in the outfield, especially in right or center field. Left field, you can kind of get away with it, but right and center field, you need to be very good defenders. And Kris Bryant, while he is very good at third base, is not as good in the outfield. I think getting Kris Bryant would probably remove the possibility of getting Suzuki or Schwarber, because then we'd have too many outfielders, and it would also limit the amount of money we have to re-sign and maybe even possibly not at all re-sign Devers, because Kris Bryant is a primary third baseman. For those reasons, again, I love the guy, but for those reasons, he is going to make our number 2 spot here on this list today. Now, the last guy I want to talk about today is a guy who, in my opinion, really shouldn't be, but is kind of underrated in this offseason class. We haven't heard a whole lot about him, and that's Clayton Kershaw. I think the assumption is that he's going to go back to the Dodgers, but I've seen some rumors going around that other big market teams, and the Red Sox have been linked to everybody, so of course their name was on here. In 2021, Clayton Kershaw was kind of plagued by injuries a little bit, 3 stints on the IL, including one that took him out for 30 days. But besides that, his record was 10-8. He had an ERA of 3.55, over 121 innings pitched, and a whip of 1.02. Now, the reason I don't think Clayton Kershaw would be good for the Red Sox is not because of his ability. He's one of the top 5 pitchers in the entire league, and to get him here would be fantastic, just purely stats-wise. But the problem with Clayton is his price tag. If Max Scherzer got a $50 million a year almost in the Mets, Kershaw's going to probably be looking for a $20-30 million a year deal. And it really doesn't make sense the position we are in with starting pitchers to sign a big deal like that. There are still a bunch of pitchers on the market who have all-star level caliber talent that we could get for much less and would fill a 3-hole very well. The other reason I don't think Clayton would be a good fit for the Red Sox is simply he does not want to play here. He has said in multiple interviews and talk shows and stuff like that he doesn't want to play in the American League and he doesn't want to play on the East Coast. We are both of those, so it would make no sense for him to come here. I just think that all in all, as great as Kershaw is, it wouldn't make sense to pull him away from the Dodgers and bring him here. Let me know in the comments down below, who do you think I missed? Is there a guy you guys would absolutely dread being on the Red Sox? Is one of these guys someone you would actually like to see on the Red Sox? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching these videos. If you are still watching and you have not subscribed, do me a favor and do so now. Also, make sure you hit that like button. Thanks again. Happy 2022, and I will see you in the next one.